If you are a youth watching this, I'm telling you, you are not a future leader. You are a generational leader and you need to get involved today. Let's get involved today and it shall be well with us. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, asked me a question saying, why is Africa poor? Well, Africa is poor mainly because of two things that I've observed. One, Africa is poor because of corruption. Africa is poor because it is poorly governed. We need to get to a point where engaging in corruption is hostile. We need to create an environment where engaging in corruption is a hostile activity. Men and women who are caught in corruption must receive total punishment. We cannot go on with this idea of sanctifying, celebrating thieves. People who own 48 houses, we don't even know who built 48 houses. I mean, sanctifying thieves and vilifying a poor old man who has stolen a chicken. So we need to get rid of this mindset in Africa. Corruption, right about now, is so serious and ill such that it cannot be left alone to the political class. We need to get engaged. If you are a youth watching this, I'm telling you, you are not a future leader. You are a generational leader and you need to get involved today. So can you imagine, we are 50 plus years old of independence and we have a lower GDP as compared to European countries, just one European country. The most shocking part is that Africa is quick to make pronouncements, but we are so poor in implementation. Why is it so? Please, we need to change this mindset. We need to change the narrative about Africa, and it's about everyone getting involved in the fight against corruption. We cannot leave it to the political class alone. I think we've seen what has happened over the past. We are failing terribly. It's high time we had a good education system. There's no way that a grade 12 should be waiting for employment when they finish their school. There's no way that a college graduate should be at the mercy of the government when they are done with their school. We need to get to a point where when somebody graduates, they automatically become an employer. It's a shame to note that in Africa, people who've got degrees do not have jobs, but people who've got jobs are now looking for degrees. It's like the other way around. You get a job through I don't know what means, then you start getting your paper. So corruption is so much an ill such that we cannot just leave it to the political class. We need to get involved. We are the leaders of today. Forget about youths being the future leaders of tomorrow. It shall be well with us. I have hope in Africa. Agenda 2063 gives me hope. We need to get to a point where people love Africa, a point where Africa is attracting people from the diaspora. We need to get to a point where an African child does not dream of crossing the Mediterranean Sea to go to Europe. An African child must be able to see the Europe in Africa, the Eldorado in Africa. And I believe, I strongly believe that is achievable if only every one of us got engaged. The other thing that I would like to stress out is the democracy that we've adopted. The democracy that is mostly found in Africa is not working. It's more or less like a cancer. These democracies that we have are just so unstable, such that people that get into power are just looking forward to the next election. They are not looking forward to the next generation. So imagine if we just left this democracy just like that. Imagine your future kids, grandchildren, having to get to suffer and to endure the things that the problem actually that we are having today. Don't you think it's time that we stood up and started fighting against those vices? Don't you think that this is the right time to get involved in these things and make a change? Do you just want to, well, sorry for using this name, just die like that and leave the rest of your siblings, your children, to go through the same path of complaining and stuff? This is the time that we said enough is enough. Let's begin to change the face of Africa. It's high time that we stopped condoning corrupt leaders. It's high time that we punished men and women who engaged in corruption. Corruption in Africa is so much entertained, such that some men and women who are engaged in corrupt activities are just left scot-free without even getting the punishment that should be attached to corrupt leaders. So we need to get rid of the mentality of sanctifying and celebrating corrupt people, saying it's a normal way of doing things. It's not a normal way of doing things. So Africa is poor because it is poorly governed. We need to get the youth. If you are a youth and you're watching this, please, I'm challenging you to say, you are not the future leader of tomorrow. You are the leader of today. It's disheartening to learn that we are 50 plus, some of us 50 plus year old independent countries, and yet the GDP of all the 50 plus countries in Africa combined cannot measure up with one European country. I mean, in Africa, we are quick to just adopt those pronouncements and protocols that speak against corruption, but we don't just implement those things that we make. I mean, if we were to just implement a quarter or 3/4 of pronouncements that are made, we would be having a European-like continent here in Africa. We wouldn't be having kids who are dreaming of traveling to Europe. We wouldn't have been having people from the diaspora looking down on coming back to Africa. We should be able to see to it that the people in the diaspora are attracted to come back to Africa and make Africa great. But what normally happens is that when those people come back here, we make an environment that's so hostile for them. Why do we do that, Africa? Why? So anyway, my point here is that we need to fight against corruption, and it's not a one-man show game. We need everyone to get involved, youths, elders, so that 50 plus years on, our kids are not supposed to be complaining about the same things that are going on now. So yeah, you are not a future leader of tomorrow if you are a youth. You are the generational leader of today. So get involved, and I believe we're going to be okay. Thank you for watching.